Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to We Are the Solution 128 with Michelin Star. Today's date is June 16th, 2016. Please feel free to visit our Facebook group and Facebook page titled We Are the Solution 128. We are part of the Diamonds Network, created by Elizabeth Diamond. You can call in to listen to and participate in calls live on Monday nights at 7:30 Central. That's the main call. And Tuesday nights at 7:30, we have Voices from the Alternative World with Dale and Sunny. Wednesday nights at 8:30 Central is the Candy Shop Show with Candy Carroll. And every other Thursday night, we have Cynthia, Marianne, and Mare to give us some beautiful astrological and spiritual upliftment to help us through these intense energies that many of us are experiencing. And every other Thursday night, you can catch We Are the Solution 128 with Michelin Star, where the main focus will be natural and organic healing of mind, body, and spirit. We really appreciate you joining our call, either live or on our YouTube channel. Live call-in number is 641-715-3836. Enter code 883-267#. If you can't make the live show, you can call on the recorded playback line at 641-715-3813, and it's 883-267#. And I believe this show is number 446. And for the first part of our show today, we have Dr. Bradford Weeks joining us. And I would just go ahead and like to read a bit about him for us and all of our listeners. Dr. Bradford Weeks, MD, is the founder and medical director of Alternative Health Advocates, an educational and advocacy service for people seeking counsel when facing life-threatening illnesses. Located on Whidbey Island in the Pacific Northwest, Dr. Weeks has 25 years of experience integrating conventional and innovative medicine into the field of corrective medicine and psychiatry, which identifies and corrects deficiencies and toxicities on the physical, etheric, emotional, and spiritual spheres. Early work with venoms led to a study in immunology, and in 1986, he founded and was president of the American Apitherapy Society while editing the Society journal Be Well. That's BEEWELL. Mentoring by Abram Hoffer, MD, PhD, led to Dr. Weeks serving on the board of the International Schizophrenia Foundation for 10 years and helping develop orthomolecular psychiatry and psychoneuroimmunology. The focus of his work has always been education towards empowerment and freedom for the individual struggling towards health. A charter and founding member of International Organization of Integrative Cancer Physicians, he is one of 3 doctors in the USA who is certified to teach insulin potentiation chemotherapy, or IPT, to medical doctors. He offers sensible, safe, effective, and cost-effective therapeutic options for people facing life-threatening chronic degenerative diseases. A pioneer in oncoimmunology, he has lectured over the past 5 years about the revolution in oncology, teaching that cancer stem cells, the only cells which metastasize, should be the target for treatment and not the relatively harmless cancer tumor cells, which chemotherapy and radiation target. Dr. Weeks has developed effective, sensible cancer treatments, including potent anti-inflammatory and genetic repair protocols. Constantly challenged by orthodox oncologists and state medical boards, Dr. Weeks became, out of necessity, politically active and founded the Washington Integrative Medical Association to help citizens protect their health care freedom of choice. His newsletter, Sensible Health, is free to those interested in learning about tomorrow's medicine today. I believe you can go to http://weeksmd.com. That's weeksmd.com. And I believe this was maybe taken from Contact and e-news. But anyway, I just really want to thank you, Dr. Weeks, for joining us this evening. I did not actually know all of this about you before I read this, and I'm excited. I wish I had known you years ago. My mother actually had cancer, and she died of cancer, but she was always looking for alternative medicines, and she was actually on the path shortly after she was diagnosed with cancer to trying to alkalize her system, but she couldn't get the things that she needed in time, unfortunately. But this, I've always been very interested about cancer and different various things, and I myself try to eat a vegan vegetarian diet, and I take Soul when I can, and which is a product that we'll be talking about. But basically, as you might have heard, our premise is just health, healing, natural ways, and of mind, body, and spirit. And so I want to welcome you again.
Yeah, thank you. Misty, can you hear me, or am I muted as well?
I can hear you fine.
Oh, good. Well, it's a great pleasure to take some time and share with you and your listeners. And by the way, you have a great voice for radio, Misty. I think you speak very clearly. I tend to speak too fast, so I enjoyed listening to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we're talking really about sensible, and that's the funny word. It's CENT, sensible, meaning safe, effective, and cost-effective. Anything which is sensible, like dollars and cents, shouldn't cost a lot of money. I mean, some of the cancer drugs out there are $500,000 a year. It's just extraordinary what people are doing in terms of cancer. Mm-hmm. And if we're talking about cancer as one of the chronic degenerative illnesses which people are concerned about in America today, I would just like the readers and the listeners to remember a couple of simple facts just to kind of orient this discussion. And that is that although over 95% of the research buys information about genetic sources of cancer, 95+% of the dollars spent on cancer are looking at a genetic cause of cancer, even though the great preponderance of money is being focused on seeking the genetic cause of cancer. It turns out that over 95% of the causes of cancer are not genetic. They're what's called epigenetic, or they're environmental factors. Epigenetics is an important term. And so rather than being attentive to trying to kill the cancer, what we should be doing is trying to change the environment that the cell is living in, which makes it become cancerous. It's such a simple concept. Whether we're talking about why children become criminals, it's often the environment, it's not genetics. In fact, I describe cancer as cellular ADHD. And by that I mean if you're, for example, a teacher, Misty, and you had little Johnny in the back room who's got ADHD and is disruptive in class, you wouldn't take him out back and shoot him. You would take him and try to train him and help him understand. And so I want people to understand that cancer is not the enemy. Cancer is really a presentation or a symptom of disorder, mixed signals going to the cells so that they become cancer cells. The cancer is confused. It's not intending to kill. It's just getting mixed signals. And those mixed signals are consequent to us exposing our cells to toxins, things which are epigenetic, which create an environment that fosters cancer. Now, we do know that cancer, by definition, is a genetic problem. You can look at the chromosomes of cells, and the pathologists know that the cancer cells' nuclei are darker. That's because there's more chromosomes. It turns out that the cancer cell actually has, instead of 23 chromosomes, it has much more, sometimes 78 or 90. It's actually a different species. It's so confused it's no longer an actual human cell. It no longer has the human amount of chromosomes. This is a deeply spiritual question. But the issue which I want to address is that the cell membrane is the guardian. It's the customs agent, so forth, that lets something into the cell or not. And so if our cell membranes are healthy, the cells are less confused. They're less inclined to become cancerous. Cancer is a deficiency of oxygen. That's essential for a cell to become cancerous. And that's often a function of suffocating the cell with the wrong fatty acids in the cell membrane. Remember, cell membrane is made of fatty acids. And one of the reasons so many of our listeners and so many people are excited about seed nutrition, which is the revolution in nutrition today, eat the seed. Don't throw away those lemon seeds or grapefruit seeds. Don't buy seedless watermelon. The seeds are actually the treasure chest. It's where the most nutrients are in the plant. You and I know, Misty, that seeds have 20 to 30 times more nutrients than the rest of the plant. So why throw those away? Because the seeds are full of oil, and those oils, if you eat them, can help resuscitate your cell membranes, make them function more effectively as custom agents, so good things can get into the cells, enough oxygen can get into the cells, and the cells can no longer be confused and disoriented, but they can return to a healthy function, just the way Johnny, when he's given some good instruction and maybe have his diet changed, he'll start to behave in class and become a great student and maybe a great inventor someday. So that's the first thing I wanted people to understand, Misty. I don't want to just talk a blue streak, but often, the big pharma is trying to get us to kill the cancer cell. Well, if you and I are walking in the woods, Misty, and we see a big mushroom growing off of a tree, and I took a hammer and knocked that mushroom off the tree, how silly if I turned to you and said, look, I just cured that tree of mushroomitis. And you'd say, of course you didn't, Brad. If the mushroom is growing off the tree, it must be the whole tree's infected. And it's the same thing with these poor souls who are told by their doctor, you have breast cancer, let me lop off that breast and you'll be cancer-free. Totally oblivious to the natural truth that cancer is a process and it manifests in the breast, but it's not breast cancer, it's cancer which manifests in the breast. And unless you address the epigenetics, good oxygen, good nutrition, and so forth, it'll just show up somewhere else. And we all know so many stories of people who are told they're cancer-free only to find out 4 or 5 years later because they didn't change the epigenetics, they didn't change the environment. Here comes the cancer back in the liver or the bones or the lung. So, Misty, the first point I wanted to make is we shouldn't be treating the cancer cells like a criminal. They're really a very accurate consequence of our behavior often. Even if we're genetically prone towards cancer, genetics really only loads the gun, so to speak. It's the environment that pulls the trigger. And many people can have very bad genes, but if they feed them right, especially with this seed nutrition we've discovered, we're going to find that people who feed their genes right, the genes will behave optimally. Does that make sense, Misty?
Absolutely. Now, with seed nutrition, then that's why, now I think you and I first met a couple of years ago. We connected a couple of years ago, and I had contacted you regarding a company called Rain. And at the time, It only had one product, which was called Soul. And I had watched one of your videos, I believe, and I had heard some testimonials about it, and I was really excited about it, and I researched it. And before I even bought it, but it didn't take me very long to decide I really want to try this product. And it had a money-back guarantee on it, which I really liked. And I thought, man, if this does what it says it does and what I believe it can do, this would just be amazing. And I have been a caregiver for most of my life, and I had the blessing to been able to have cared for a wonderful woman who used to be a nurse. And this woman is in her 90s, and she doesn't take medications, but just, a couple. And she tries to stay away from the medications. She tries to research, not just do it blindly, but she researched. So I was really blessed to be able to spend time with her and research medications for her, and I got to learn a lot about them. But so and I started learning that, being natural is really a really good way to be if you can do it. I started to eat organic and drink water and cut out soda and coffee and all kinds of things out of my diet. And I couldn't believe how great I felt after just a couple of days, so much so that I just wanted to continue on. But after I tried the Soul, let me just tell you that I tried this product. I tried it I had knee issues and I have osteoarthritis in my ankle. And I tried it for those two things, plus to have my husband at the time try it because he had really bad back pain that had lasted he'd been experiencing for 16 years and horrible headaches and horrible neck pain, and I just really wanted him to try it. And our experience with it was amazing, and I can talk a little bit more about it, but my understanding, and I love this product, it is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it's made out of these 3 seed oils, black cumin seed oil, black raspberry seed oil, Chardonnay grape seed oil, and B-ribose and resveratrol, I believe. So can you tell me or tell us why this is so wonderful and how it works with pain and the inflammation and all that?
So first of all, Misty, you've done exactly the right thing. You've changed your environment. You're drinking good water and so forth. So here's what people need to understand. This is a revolution in nutrition. Rather than throw away the seeds of the cantaloupe or rather than throw away even the avocado pit, those can all be ground up and eaten, and the seeds are the most nutrient-dense food on earth. If you go to the website WeeksMD, WeeksMD.com, you can read about seeds. Just type in seeds or inflammation. But what you're referring to, Misty, is one of 4 unique products that people can get at myrainlife.com/MistyLynn, MISTILYN, myrainlife.com/MistyLynn. And the 4 products are Soul, which is essential for anyone dealing with chronic illnesses. It's made from 3 anti-inflammatory seeds, and it's sweetened with 5 carbon sugars, which lower the blood sugar. So the whole thing drives the blood sugar so low. These 3 seeds are anti-inflammatory and blood sugar lowering, and the 2 natural sweeteners are blood sugar lowering. So the company added 4 grams of organic dehydrated cane juice, so that keeps people more stable. This product is sweetened with blood sugar lowering natural products, and it has natural flavors, which are organic pomegranate juice and organic passion fruit juice. Everybody I know and care about who has cancer is taking this product because cancer spreads by inflammation. You need to address the cancer stem cells, and there's a lot of information about cancer stem cells at www.weeksmd.com. Those are the real targets we have to go after. But, Misty, this Soul product is fabulous for anti-inflammation and for helping people shut down all chronic degenerative processes. But the second product is even as valuable. That's called Core. And Core is a detoxifying product. It's made, again, from seeds because this company, Rain, does seed nutrition. And Core is made from the milk thistle seed and the cranberry seed, both helping detoxify the liver and the kidney, respectively. As any woman knows, cranberries are great for urinary tract infections, and also the black cumin seed for anti-inflammation. But the greens involved in this really are magic. They're detoxifying greens like dandelion and kale and aloe vera, also wheatgrass and spirulina and chlorophyllin, powerful anti-cancer greens, and alkalinizing. So we have Soul for anti-inflammation, Core for the detoxification process, but all the cancer patients typically die of what's called cachexia. They waste away. It's because the cancer seeks the protein, the amino acids. So now we have a entirely seed-based protein powder. This is a breakthrough. No dairy, which is inflammatory, no whey, no soy. Most of the soy is GMO and it's bad for you. This is made entirely from organic, non-GMO seeds. It's called Form. It's a protein powder which is delicious, chocolate flavored. And then the last product, of course, is so many of our patients are drinking coffee, and coffee has been stigmatized as an unhealthy food. Of course, it's not unhealthy until you start adding cream and sugar or Italian soda, or if you're Irish, single malt whiskey. You know, coffee's just a delivery system, Misty. And if you add junk or candy, it's going to be bad for you. But coffee itself is very rich in anti-cancer and bioflavonoid and anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. That's why green coffee itself, just the green unroasted bean, is now on the market as a dietary aid and so forth. But what our coffee at this company, Rain, has, it's called Fused because it's infused with seed oils. And these seed oils are the pomegranate seed oils, they're the grape seed oils, the grapefruit seed oils, and of course this very powerful anti-inflammatory, which is the black cumin seed oil. In addition to the infusion of seed oils, the coffee called Fused also has the Ganoderma mushroom. This is also called the emperor's mushroom. It's so valuable. And the Ganoderma is an adrenal support, so people who are sensitive to caffeine can drink this without any caffeine problems. In fact, I've had people who are sensitive to caffeine and can only drink decaffeinated coffee, and yet when they take this right before they go to bed, they can sleep like a baby. The anti-inflammatory seed oils and the Ganoderma mushroom make this a delicious product. So if you're drinking coffee, you should be drinking the world's healthiest coffee, which is Fused. Again, organic beans. And guess what? Although you can drink it instantly, it's not an instant coffee. An instant coffee is a coffee which has been made usually from the scraps of the coffee process. The coffee company will brew those scraps up into a liquid coffee. Then they'll spray dry that into the dried instant coffee form. So instant coffee is already brewed and then spray dried. This product is in a tiny powder, which is called a micronized powder, but it's not instant coffee, although you can drink it instantly. So it's coffee which is organic, non-GMO. It's micronized, so you can drink it instantly. It's what's called a ready-to-drink coffee, and it's full of all the benefits of coffee, none of the acidity for people who get heartburn, and it has the Ganoderma to help with the adrenal support, so people who only can drink decaf can drink this. But what we're talking about here on this show tonight, Misty, is really the revolution in nutrition, which is eat the seed. Now, people can get these conveniently at your website, myrainlife.com/MistyLynn, or they can buy organic seeds, which many people do, take them home, freeze them, because if you're going to grind up seeds to eat them into a fine powder, like using your secondhand coffee grinder, if you're going to do that, you need to do that to frozen seeds, because the frozen seeds will blend up into a fine powder, as opposed to if you do that with room temperature seeds, they'll make a gooey mess. You want to have these seeds ground up very finely, because you definitely want to be taking advantage of all the nutrients which are in the seed husk. And the seed husk is what many people never get the benefits of when they buy an extracted seed oil. You could go to Amazon and buy extracted black cumin seed oil or grapefruit seed oil or something, but you're missing the all-important nutrient-dense husk. Powerful immune processes and minerals are concentrated in the husk. So don't miss the husk. Don't settle for an extracted seed oil. You always want the whole ground-up seed. And that's what I like about the products on your website, Misty.
Oh, thank you. So I want to ask a question, because you brought up the seeds, and I want to talk about the soul for a minute. Now, the soul, it has the seed husk in it, and it's the oil. And you can drink it, and you can rub it into any sore spots on your body. You can rub it into your face. I've heard that people do facials with it. I think I heard somebody brushes their teeth with it, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now I have. Go ahead, please.
No, you were asking the question. I interrupted. Please.
Oh no, that's okay. So I do want to definitely talk about that. I know there's certain benefits to rubbing it in your skin, and as well as drinking it. But I have a question, because I come across people who have maybe Crohn's disease, colitis. And as soon as they find out it's made with seeds, they don't know if they want to try it or not. Do you know about that?
Yeah, in fact, there's many people with ulcerative colitis and Crohn's who love these products because, let's think of it this way, Misty. I can't eat ice, but if I let it change its form into water, I can eat ice in a liquid form. It's the same thing with these products. There are no whole seeds left in these products. They're all ground into a very fine powder, and it's the seed shape or the actual seed which is problematic for these people with inflamed gastrointestinal tracts. It's not the ingredients of the seed, it's the fact that a specific seed can get stuck in a certain area. These people who are told by their doctors not to eat seeds, they can eat bread. Bread is seeds, but it's been ground into a fine powder, like a flour. Mm-hmm. And so I want these people who are concerned about eating the actual seeds to realize there are no actual seeds left in these products because they've been ground into a fine powder. So they're entirely safe for people who have Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, diverticulitis, and so forth. In fact, they're superior because these anti-inflammatory healing seed formulations can actually touch the irritated area. It's like you're saying about the topical application of Sol. You can certainly rub these seed oils in this product. This is a nutritional product, so it's designed to be swallowed and eaten. That's the Sol. But seeds are more than 50% oil, and the skin on our body is made of oil, so these seed preparations can be rubbed into the skin at a sore joint or a rash or eczema or acne even. All these are inflammatory, so rubbing Sol topically, which is an off-label use for a nutritional supplement, takes about 2 minutes for Sol to penetrate through the skin, and it brings relief almost instantaneously. We've had many very grateful people, especially herpes zoster or shingles. It's a wonderful thing for that. Sol and Core and these products are very safe for people with gastrointestinal problems because there's no longer the actual seeds. They've been ground into a fine powder. And for that same reason, these products can go transdermally through the skin and bring anti-inflammatory benefits, increasing the function and the health of the tissues that you're rubbing it onto.
Oh, yeah. That is wonderful. It is, and I can definitely give my testimony that, I have arthritis and I've had different issues. And I rub it in, and it is just like a godsend. Though I don't experience pain anymore. It's been quite some time since I have. I do want to say, because you mentioned, it's good for shingles, and I want to mention two things that I used to get chronically that I did not get or experience while I was taking the Sol every day for, I think, 5 months. I get cold sores and I get migraine headaches. And from the first day that I started taking this twice a day, and I usually would get those once a month or more. But I didn't experience it at all. Other things that I experienced was a much better night's sleep. I woke up with more energy in the morning and feeling rested. My mood was elevated. It has been phenomenal for everybody I know who has tried it for arthritis. And, we get these flare-ups and the change in the weather, and I guess our bones, our bodies are like human barometers. And when pressure changes and so on, we can really feel it. So every now and then now I'll get that, but I'll just rub the Sol in, and I don't experience any other problems the rest of the day.
You're describing something which most medical doctors would rarely find a happy result for these in their practice, but for you and for the people we know taking seed nutrition, this is a common or a typical response. You're not cherry picking just the few people who had good results, Misty. Mm-hmm. This is what we typically expect, and that's because, again, the revolution in nutrition is to eat the seeds. We've been throwing these seeds away. It's terrible. Even in Genesis, God said, "Behold, I've given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which the fruit of the tree yielding seed, and for you it shall be meat." There's wonderful scriptures in all the great traditions. The Egyptian pharaohs worshiped the black cumin seed. But here we have in the Bible saying we should be eating the seeds. And what do we do in our ignorance? We throw the seeds away. It's a terrible waste because the seed is the treasure chest of the plant. It's the most nutrient-dense part of the plant. It's really what we should be eating, but it's bitter. So this wonderful company, Rain, said, we can fix that. We can add a natural sweetener. Who would have... That's not rocket science, Misty. You and I should have thought of that. Grind up the seeds so that we can digest it and then add the natural sweeteners. But there's three other things which you're talking about, which is tremendously valuable for people. Eat the seeds because it's nutrient dense, and the well-nourished body will take care of itself regardless of the illness better than the poorly nourished body. The second thing is this whole principle of inflammation. You alluded to the fact that many people take anti-inflammatories, and of course, anti-inflammatories are very, very dangerous. I mean, Tylenol kills thousands of people every year from overdoses, intentional or accidental. The anti-inflammatories have a very narrow therapeutic window, meaning if you take too much, it's going to hurt you, your kidney and your liver. If you take too little, it's not going to help. It's a tough window to hit. But these natural seed products, which are anti-inflammatory, are safe, and the only side effect is you're well-nourished. And then the third, of course, we started with this whole concept of changing your oil, eating good oils, which will help people with multiple sclerosis or seizures or Alzheimer's or Lou Gehrig's disease. These are all fatty acid disorders. They manifest in the fatty acids, but if you drink good, unadulterated, non-rancid seed oils, and it has to be seed oils. It cannot be the fish oil. The omega-3s don't work because we're mostly made of omega-6 seed oil. If you change your oil, we find not only do people start detoxifying and emptying out all sorts of junk like pesticides or heavy metals or glyphosates from Roundup, you see all those are stored in our fatty cells. And if we drink good oil, we can change our oil and kick out the bad oil and all the contaminants. So the three parts are, number one, nutrient density with these seeds, number two, anti-inflammation or detoxification, and number three, changing your oil. I mean, we do that with our cars once a year. Why don't we do that with ourselves? We're eating all sorts of junk oil, you know. And then the last thing is, let's just remember what a seed is, Misty. A seed is a little envelope designed to carry genetic material into the next generation. And when you eat a piece of chicken or when you eat a tomato, you're going to get certain food, you know, protein, carbohydrates, and fats, but you're also going to get a little smidget of DNA and RNA when you eat food. Not a lot, just a smidget. If you eat a piece of chicken, you might get a little more DNA or RNA than if you ate, you know, a potato. But the fact of the matter is, we think of the three food groups, proteins, oils, and carbohydrates, but the fourth is you actually get genetic. It's called transgenetics. You get the genetics of what you eat, and they can impact your own double helix DNA. So why not eat healthy, organic, non-GMO seeds where the DNA and the RNA, the genetic spare parts, are concentrated? One pack of Soul is like a tremendous benefit to your genetics. It rehabilitates or revamps your old and weary DNA double helix. And that's why eating the seeds, if they're organic and non-GMO, is the most powerful anti-aging food on earth. People go spend thousands of dollars for stem cell transplants. I tell them, eat the seeds. You're going to make your own DNA and RNA enhanced by eating healthy spare parts. So those are the four things which seeds offer. Number one, nutrient density. The well-nourished body is the healthiest body to fight illness. Number two, anti-inflammation in the case of Soul, a detox in the case of Core, protein, anabolic regeneration in the case of Form. And if you're drinking coffee, why not drink the healthiest coffee on earth, which is fused? But in addition, you're getting good fatty acids, which can change your oil, and you're getting genetic spare parts to buff up your old DNA double helix. That's what eating this.
I'm wondering about, now I have seen that people use black cumin seed to help treat addictions, like to help people coming off of certain drugs, like methamphetamines. Have you read anything about that? Do you know about that?
3 years ago, when I was the first medical doctor involved with this company, Rain, Misty, I did a lot of research, and it's all published easy access at weeksmd.com, weeksmd.com. People can go there and they can Google seed and addiction, or black cumin and cancer, or black cumin and heart disease, or diabetes. We've put it all down there, so it's a great resource. But yes, again, addiction in particular, Misty, you have to do two things for all addicts. Number one, you have to get them drinking more water, because all biochemistry happens in a more accelerated and difficult manner if you're dehydrated. For example, if you're a smoker and you want to stop being a chain smoker, drink more water, because the nicotine will clear the system more slowly and your loss of nicotine will be relatively imperceptible. But if you're dehydrated, you notice right away that your nicotine level drops off, so you reach for that other cigarette. So give any addict more water to start with. That helps the process. And number two, blood sugar fluctuations. These addicts, unfortunately, are on a roller coaster of high and then low and then high and then low blood sugar. It's very, very difficult, so you have to stabilize the blood sugar, and you do that with seed oils. And seed oils help stabilize the blood sugar. And then secondly, if they're anti-inflammatory seed oils, that helps with what's called a neuroinflammatory cytokine. This is kind of like static in the brain, which makes it hard for people to control their own thoughts, control their own moods. And so the cravings are really, you can think of cravings as inflammatory symptoms. And when you're eating an oily, unadulterated, oily, anti-inflammatory drink like Sol, you're stacking the cards in favor of people having the choice to stop being an addict. It's wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I have a dream of being able to provide Sol to, places that, homes and houses that have people who are getting out of rehabilitation centers and that kind of thing. I think that if they were to incorporate this in rehabilitation centers, they would just find some amazing things.
Well, let me give you an example of that. Again, let's talk about ADHD. We started off by saying that the cancer cells are really confused. They're not bad. They shouldn't be killed. They should be educated, and they should be supported for their recovery. You can almost think of a cancer cell as an addict who's addicted to the sugar, because cancer cells crave sugar. But be that what it is, let's talk about little Johnny, who gets up and goes to school and tries to do well, and his mom gave him sugar frosted flakes or some sort of a diet soda or something like that, and he's going to have a hard time having his brain work on his behalf with a junk food diet. But if mom gives little Johnny a 2-ounce packet of Sol, in one 2-ounce packet of Sol is the equivalent of 8 to 10 servings in terms of the ORAC value of organic fruits and organic vegetables, and 3 servings of organic seed oil. So little Johnny goes off to school with 1 pack of Sol having been consumed. He's really better nourished just with that 1 pack of Sol than he would be with whatever 3 meals he gets that day. So we see kids all over the world taking Sol and enhancing their performance academically, their ability to think, and there's less ADHD. But to think about what you're talking about, Misty, with the addicts and those centers where addicts are trying to recover, guess what everybody is serving them? They're serving them coffee, instant coffee, and junk. But coffee is a dehydrating fluid. And so when you're giving people coffee, which they're addicted to, I mean, everyone, nobody forgets, no coffee drinker forgets their coffee in the morning. When you're giving them coffee, you're dehydrating them. And what I told you early on is the best way to help them is to rehydrate them so all the biochemistry moves evenly and isn't jerky, like revving the engine and popping the clutch. So if you give them fused coffee instead of regular coffee, they're going to get all the benefits of the adrenal support, which is the Ganoderma, and the infused seed oils, which is what we've been talking about for the brain, and they're going to get organic coffee. So if they're going to be drinking coffee anyway, it has to be fused coffee. 70 cents a serving is cheaper than the K-Cups, certainly cheaper than going to a Starbucks. It's really a wonderful thing to offer. If you're drinking coffee, you owe it to yourself and your loved ones to be drinking fused, which they can get at myrainlife.com/MistyLynn. And they can read about it at rainintl.com/fused. This is an amazing breakthrough product So, Missy, I love your dream about helping addicts, because addicts are trying and trying and trying to help themselves, but it's like they're fighting an uphill battle because their epigenetics are working against them.
Indeed, I understand that. I think that people who deal with addictions, have some of the hardest paths, and I truly have a lot of respect for people who go through that in their lives, and it takes a tremendous amount of strength a lot of times to overcome that. And I know that there are things that we can do to help our body and help it function correctly and better, and I truly believe this to be one of those things. My friend Patty is on, I believe, and I think she had a question or had comments or something. Patty,
Sure.
Are you still there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Hi, I can hear you. Hi, Patty.
Well,
Patty, you have a great story about these products. Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. And great stories about old medical records flying at me, falling off my bookcases at me, and seeing what kind of drugs my doctors had me on 10 years ago. I got hepatitis C, and they had me on interferon and all this to try to take care of that. But at the same time, they were giving me 8 hydrocodone 7.5s a day. And I was living in a recovery house, so the recovery house has decided that I'm an addict, and I'm going, no, I'm not an addict. I'm doing hepatitis C treatment, and this is how we're doing it. And it all got twisted and all messed up, but for a good part of my life, I was an alcoholic or one kind of an addict or another. And in the last years since I've been off of those kind of drugs, I haven't had the pain issues. I haven't had, in fact, the only drug that my cancer doctor does give me is I call it vitamin V. He'll give me 2 Valiums, 2 5 milligrams Valiums a day, and 3 hydrocodone 10s a day. But I can't even take the hydrocodones. They make me sick. So we do not need those kind of drugs. I'm playing the game because I know what's going on, and I'm watching what he's doing. And I asked him the last time, I said, I could really do with some vitamin C lip injections, or, what do they call it? I had the right terminology.
Sure.
But they won't do that on my medical because I'm on dirtbag medical because I'm not wealthy. So I'm sitting here looking at him, and so I'm making my own Liposol. I'm taking these products, and I feel so good. I feel guilty. I feel so good. And then, well, he's targeted me. I've had 3 treatments for my cancer. Twice I've had chemo embolizations, those were both direct one-time deals, and then an alcohol embolization. And none of it works, or maybe it slowed it down. I'm not going to say. But he tried to trick me the last time into thinking I might get laser. And when I got to the doctors and found out they wanted to put radiation balls inside of me, and that I wouldn't even be able to let my dogs come near me for 6 days, and I thought to myself, well, how am I going to be near me? And then they gave me this DVD to come home and play, but I don't have a DVD player, so I go on the Internet. I'm smart this way. I go on the Internet and I type this drug in, and I find out, sure enough, it was failing miserably in Australia until they sold it to the FDA. So I was being set up to be a guinea pig again. So I didn't do it.
Well, again, all those oncologists, Patty, they're focused on killing the cancer tumor cell. Please go to weeksmd.com.
I have looked at your site. I must admit to that too, and I will. I will go into
Google
it a
the
lot
cancer
more.
stem cell. The
Right.
cancer stem cell is just now being targeted, but for decades everyone ignored it, and they're killing the cancer tumor cell. The difference is if there were a riot downtown, and the sheriff sent you and me down to put out that riot, how silly if we just locked up the rioters and let the ringleaders go away. Well, in cancer, the cancer tumor cells are cells which are innocent but have been whipped up into a fray by the cancer stem cells. Cancer stem cells are different from the cancer tumor cells. The cancer stem cells are the cancer cells that hang around and come back 5 years later and kill us. Cancer stem cells are the ringleaders, and here's the take-home message. Cancer stem cells are made more numerous and more virulent by chemotherapy and radiation. Chemo and radiation don't kill the cancer stem cells, it only kills the tumor cells, but it makes the ringleaders more numerous and more virulent. And that's why Max
That's
Witcher,
why now there's 7 of them in there instead of just 1. Yeah.
Yep. So the revolution in cancer treatment is that they're now starting to use anti-inflammatory agents. That's all described at weeksmd.com, and I find the product Sol available at Misty's website, myrainlife.com/MISTLYN, as being the safest and most effective natural anti-inflammatory because it's made from the seeds.
Yep, and it's so much easier than being out there in my own raspberries, which are on right now. But oh my goodness, they hurt.
But I do whip them up. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Let you all continue. But God bless us all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Misty,
Dr.
for
Week.
making this possible. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. So, Patty.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So you were diagnosed wasn't it about 4 years ago or so?
It was back in 2011.
2011.
I was diagnosed with, actually they diagnosed me with, just a second, gallbladder. I had gallstones in my gallbladder. And then I had to go see the doctor that said I had gallstones in my gallbladder. And I said, well, I have hepatitis C and I have liver issues. I'm not so sure I want you to take my gallbladder out. And there might be more wrong. Maybe I should see my liver doctor too. So I think really to humor me, he sent me to have an examination of my liver. And that's when the cancer did show up early. It showed up way back then, early. And had I known now, back then, I'd have gotten rid of it. I'm sure I could have. And I'm sure I will now.
I'm sure you are.
I will remember this and bring it back when I come back in my next life. And that has been the most important part of this, what we're going through right now, what the world is going through right now. I definitely felt like, at first, like I got the death card, because liver cancer is pretty hard to get rid of, and it's what took my father. And my mother died of breast and bone cancer. So genetically, I'm sitting here going, oh, isn't this lovely? And it was scary at first. But the longer I live, and the more I'm not in pain, and the more humorous it becomes, the better I feel. I just like to laugh and laugh and laugh, and that's part of it too.
Well,
I'm
sure.
Positive people, you, Elizabeth. I was trying to say Liz and make my tongue buzz today.
Yep. Gosh, thank you, Patty. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions so far? Anybody want to chime in, or anybody that's on that's actually tried these things, or can testify to seeds and how beneficial they are?
Misty?
Yes.
Can you say your website again? I'm having trouble on the internet. I think I'm spelling it wrong. Y'all say it fast, and I think I'm missing.
Sure. It's www.myrainlife.com.
Wait a minute. MYRAINLIFE.
Yes. .com. Okay. And then /Mistalin, which is MISTILYN.
Misty Lynn. Okay. So it's myrainlife
.com. myrainlife.com. /
I'm confused again. Sorry.
It's okay. No problem.
Let me just spell that for you. It's
m.com / Misty Lynn.
Yes,
yeah, she's got
that's it.
Okay.
And also, I'll give out my email address.
Wait, there's more to it after that, Misty Lynn. Isn't there another / and something else?
No, that's all.
Oh, good.
That's
It's easier then.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And you can find out more about the products, and there's even a Facebook group, I think, that's called Rain International.
Mm-hmm.
And there's testimonials. People just, go on there to find out where else to get it and to share their experiences with it on that site as well. And my email address is mistylynstar@gmail.com, and that's MISTILYNSTAR@gmail.com. And feel free to email me if you have any questions. Just type in there soul or rain or something in the subject line so that I know. And I'd be happy to get back with you. And I'd be happy to help with ordering if anybody wants to order. They offer $20 off off per box if you sign up for auto ship when you first order. And you can cancel it at any time. You have a whole 30 days. You can reschedule the date if you want. It's really easy. They make it very easy. And like I said, the Soul has a money-back guarantee, so you can try it. You get 30 packs in a box, and you can try it for up to a month. And if it doesn't do anything for you, you just send back the packet, and they will refund your purchase price. So it's a good deal. I've never known anybody to return it. So any other? Yes.
Yes. Where do you put my rain life?
So in the address bar is, like when the address bar to do a search to go to a website, that's where you would type the www.myrainlife.com /Mistylyn.
Okay, but isn't that supposed to be your website?
Yeah, it'll go right to the Rain website. It'll be my personal website there regarding the product.
Yeah, isn't that where you told this other lady to go?
Yes.
You didn't give her my Rain life.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, then.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then also I included my email, so you can contact me that way too.
Okay. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Any other questions?
Misty Lynn, I have one real quick.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the Panacea product, and this sounds like something similar. Are you familiar with the Panacea?
I'm not.
You may want to Google that because it sounds like a similar product. I don't know if, the details about manufacturer or price or anything, but I love it. And it is all different combinations of seed oils.
Okay, can you spell that for me?
Yeah, PANA. Oops, I got the bottle right here. They have, various different combinations you can get. Let's see here. PASEEDA. And
DA, okay.
If you just Google that, that'll take you somewhere, and you can figure, because the print's too tiny, I can't read their address.
Oh, okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. I've looked into I've found other products that are just, they seem to be amazing. What I like about this one is that it doesn't have a lot of ingredients, the Soul, but then the other ones have more ingredients to them. But I will definitely look into this and see what kind of benefits this has, for sure.
Well, I kind of think they're in the same vein. And what I've been reaching for lately is trying to find something. I mean, he mentioned it briefly, but my big area of inquiry right now is looking for how to stimulate master stem cells. I found a Swiss product, and it's like only $50,000 a year.
Wow.
Supply, it's like $210 a week, no, a day, because I would wait for $120 a day. I mean, so in the field of alternative medicine and supplements and stuff, how do you pick the good guys from the bad guys? And so I go by scratch and take a wider view, and I have kind of decided in my head, at least as a operating theory, that any product that stimulates and protects master stem cells, that's a key to anti-aging and using and healing.
There are people who have, of course, known all kinds of secrets for like many years, youth secrets and money secrets and law of attraction secrets and all kinds of things. And a lot have used it, for themselves. What was that?
I'm looking for a less expensive product, and if I'm remembering correctly, I can't think of the name of it. I'll tell it to you another time if I can find it again. But I did this very expensive product is like made in Switzerland from Arctic, a special kind of fish. There's another product that's made from sheep. I'm looking for one that's from seed oils, or that is present in seed oils, and that's my interest in these rain products because they might be in there.
Mhm. And I've tried with these products. I've tried the core and I've tried the form. Patty has tried the core as well, and they're just, that you're getting nutrition when you try these products, and I really hadn't experienced anything like it. I've been so grateful.
Well, I'm hopeful to be able to try it, so thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much. What was your name? You may have muted out already.
Misty?
Yes, dear.
I think what she's getting at, too, is something I've felt, is that the way they're killing our meat and all that, it transfers to the person that eats it. So if
you are what you eat.
Yes, and so that
Very
makes
true.
people angry, and I see that, and that's why I want to be a seed. That used to be my nickname in another program 5 years ago. They called me Sprout because I was heavily into eating sprouted seeds, which are really, really good for you too.
Very.
I also soak seeds and eat seeds that have been soaked. So there's many ways we can eat seeds.
Absolutely. Okay. Can I ask, is Tara on? Tara, are you here? If you're here, star 6. I just want to check. Give her a minute. Oh, hello? Okay, well, I guess she's not here. We might have missed her. I heard a couple of people come in and go. So I guess we're already in over an hour, and there were a couple of things that I wanted to do on this call. One of the things which we totally missed is, I'd like us to say the Law of One prayer. Please, we should have said it in the beginning, but my intentions were surely there. So, Patty, do you want to lead us in the Law of One prayer? Or would you like me to, dear?
You know what? I'd rather you do it because I don't have it in front of me, and my mind is down the block somewhere right now.
Okay, surely. Well, I just want to say this prayer, and I want to say it for everybody that might be listening who will ever listen to this. And I want to say a special prayer for all of you and any people who are experiencing health issues right now. I pray for healing for you all. And
so we'll try to say it together.
Okay, that sounds like fun. You want to say it with me?
Yeah.
Or repeat it after?
Either way. I'll try to do it.
Okay.
We'll just let it flow. Let's let it flow.
Okay. And if anybody else would like to join in this prayer who already knows it, this is the original law of creation prayer. And it's believed. And I know that when I set my intentions for the highest good of all concerned in any situation, I feel enormous peace, and I feel like I am in alignment with God, because God has such a big job to do. I feel like God's busy trying to do everything in the greatest good and the highest good of all concerned, and that's a very big job. And I certainly have learned over my lifetime not to question that, and especially lately. So I'll go ahead and say this prayer, and I'd like to call in our angels and our guides and the galactics and all the higher selves of everybody listening and joining us on this call. And I would like us to go ahead and set the intention for the law of one, and I'll begin. We are all one.
We are all one.
We are all one.
And when, and when one is harmed, all are harmed.
And when one is harmed, all are harmed.
All are harmed.
And when one is helped, all are helped.
And when one is helped, all is helped.
All are helped.
And therefore, I ask that only that which is in the highest good of all concerned happen.
And therefore I ask
that only that which is for the highest good happen.
And I give thanks that this is done.
And I give thanks that this is done.
So be it, and so it is.
So be it,
so it is.
And I clapped, because I clapped at the end of my verse.
And I just pray for healing for everybody in all the ways that they need, and that is decided as right for them.
I can feel that. Thank you.
You're welcome, Patty. I'm so grateful that you're here and that you've been able to hang in there for all this time and show those doctors that they're not right.
It's been fun.
Totally.
It really has. You know, what else are you going to do? You know, what else do you do? Yeah. I can't say I didn't aid it myself with some of my habits, but by golly, we can redo what we have done to ourselves, or do the best we can. And I've lived 3.5 years longer than I was supposed to, so for that I'm very grateful. And for
I'm so grateful.
And
you're
for
wonderful,
you,
friend.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Patty. Well, I think that one of the best things we can do to help heal ourselves on many levels is to forgive, and to forgive others, and to forgive ourselves for things that we've done or things that others have done to us, and also to forgive God. That sometimes comes into play a lot more than people might say. But I have a story that I really love, and I'd like to read it. It's a parable. It's a story. It's called The Little Soul and the Sun. And this is by Neale Donald Walsch, Conversations with God. And it is just one of my very favorite stories. So I'll go ahead and read it. Once upon no time, there was a little soul who said to God, "I know who I am." And God said, "That's wonderful. Who are you?" And the little soul shouted, "I'm the light." God smiled a big smile. "That's right," God explained. "You are the light." The little soul was so happy, for it had figured out what all the souls in the kingdom were there to figure out. "Wow," said the little soul. "That is really cool." But soon, knowing who it was not enough. The little soul felt stirrings inside, and now wanted to be who it was. And so the little soul went back to God, which is not a bad idea for all souls who want to be who they really are, and said, "Hi, God. Now that I know who I am, is it okay for me to be it?" And God said, "You mean you want to be who you already are?" "Well," replied the little soul, "it's one thing to know who I am, and another thing altogether to actually be it. I want to feel what it's like to be the light." "But you already are the light," God repeated, smiling again. "Yes, but I want to see what that feels like," cried the little soul. "Well," said God with a chuckle, "I suppose I should have known. You always were the adventuresome one." Then God's expression changed. "There's only one thing." "What?" asked the little soul. "Well, there is nothing else but the light. You see, I created nothing but what you are, and so there is no easy way for you to experience yourself as who you are, since there is nothing that you are not." "Huh?" said the little soul, who was now a little confused. "Think of it this way," said God. "You are like a candle in the sun. Oh, you're there all right, along with a million gazillion other candles who make up the sun. And the sun would not be the sun without you. Nay, it would be a sun without one of its candles, and that would not be the sun at all, for it would not shine as brightly. Yet how to know yourself as the light when you are amidst the light? That is the question." "Well," the little soul perked up, "you're God. Think of something." Once more God smiled. "I already have," God said, "since you cannot see yourself as the light. When you are in the light, we'll surround you with darkness." "What's darkness?" the little soul asked. God replied, "It is that which you are not." "Will I be afraid of the dark?" cried the little soul. "Only if you choose to be," God answered. "There is nothing really to be afraid of, unless you decide that there is. You see, we are making it all up. We are pretending." "Oh," said the little soul, and felt better already. Then God explained that, in order to experience anything at all, the exact opposite of it will appear. It is a great gift, God said, because without it, you could not know what anything is like. You could not know warm without cold, up without down, fast without slow. You could not know left without right, here without there, now without then. And so, God concluded, when you are surrounded with darkness, do not shake your fist and raise your voice and curse the darkness. Rather, be a light unto the darkness, and don't be mad about it. Then you will know who you really are, and all others will know too. Let your light shine so that everyone will know how special you are. "You mean it's okay to let others see how special I am?" asked the little soul. "Of course," God chuckled. "It's very okay. But remember, special does not mean better. Everybody is special, each in their own way. Yet many others have forgotten that. They will see that it is okay for them to be special only when you see that it is okay for you to be special." "Wow," said the little soul, dancing and skipping and laughing and jumping with joy. "I can be as special as I want to be." "Yes, and you can start right now," said God, who was dancing and skipping and laughing right along with the little soul. "What part of special do you want to be?" "What part of special?" the little soul repeated. "I don't understand." "Well," God explained, "being the light is being special, and being special has a lot of parts to it. It is special to be kind. It is special to be gentle. It is special to be creative. It is special to be patient. Can you think of any other ways it is special to be?" The little soul sat quietly for a moment. "I can think of lots of ways to be special." The little soul then exclaimed, "It is special to be helpful. It is special to be sharing. It is special to be friendly. It is special to be considerate of others." "Yes," God agreed, "and you can be all of those things or any part of special you wish to be at any moment. That's what it means to be the light." "I know what I want to be. I know what I want to be," the little soul announced with great excitement. "I want to be the part of special called forgiving." "Isn't it special to be forgiving?" "Oh, yes," God assured the little soul. "That is very special." "Okay," said the little soul. "That's what I want to be. I want to be forgiving. I want to experience myself as that." "Good," said God, "but there's one thing you should know." The little soul was becoming a bit impatient now. It always seemed as though there were some complication. "What is it?" the little soul sighed. There is no one to forgive. No one? The little soul could hardly believe what had been said. No one? Oh, sorry, no one, God repeated. Everything I have made is perfect. There is not a single soul in all creation less perfect than you. Look around you. It was then that the little soul realized a large crowd had gathered. Souls had come from far and wide, from all over the kingdom. For the word had gone forth that the little soul was having this extraordinary conversation with God, and everyone wanted to hear what they were saying. Looking at the countless other souls gathered there, the little soul had to agree. None appeared less wonderful, less magnificent, or less perfect than the little soul itself. Such was the wonder of the souls gathered around, and so bright was their light that the little soul could scarcely gaze upon them. Who then to forgive? Asked God. Boy, this is going to be no fun at all, grumbled the little soul. I want to experience myself as one who forgives. I wanted to know what that part of special felt like. And the little soul learned that what it must feel like to be sad. But just then a friendly soul stepped forward from the crowd. Not to worry, little soul, the friendly soul said. I will help you. You will? The little soul brightened. But what can you do? Why, I can give you someone to forgive. You can? Certainly, chirped the friendly soul. I can come into your next lifetime and do something for you to forgive. But why perfection? You who vibrate with such a speed that it creates a light so bright that I can hardly gaze upon you. What could cause you to want to slow down your vibration to such a speed that your bright light would become dark and dense? What could cause you, who are so light that you dance upon the stars and move through the kingdom with the speed of your thought, to come into my life and make yourself so heavy that you could do this bad thing? Simple, the friendly soul said. I would do it because I love you. The little soul seemed surprised at the answer. Don't be so amazed, said the friendly soul. You have done the same thing for me. Don't you remember? Oh, we have danced together, you and I, many times. Through the eons and across all the ages have we danced. Across all time and in many places have we played together. You just don't remember. We have both been all of it. We have been the up and the down of it, the left and the right of it. We have been the here and the there of it, the now and the then of it. We have been the male and the female, the good and the bad. We have both been the victim and the villain of it. Thus have we come together, you and I, many times before, each bringing to the other the exact and perfect opportunity to express and to experience who we really are. And so, the friendly soul explained further, I will come into your next lifetime and be the bad one this time. I will do something really terrible, and then you can experience yourself as the one who forgives. But what will you do? The little soul asked, just a little nervously. That will be so terrible. Oh, replied the friendly soul with a twinkle, we'll think of something. Then the friendly soul seemed to turn serious and said in a quiet voice, you are right about one thing, you know. What is it? The little soul wanted to know. I will have to slow down my vibration and become very heavy to do this not so nice thing. I will have to pretend to be something very unlike myself, and so I have but one favor to ask of you in return. Oh, anything, cried the little soul, and began to dance and sing, I get to be forgiving, I get to be forgiving. Then the little soul saw that the friendly soul was remaining very quiet. What is it? The little soul asked. What can I do for you? You are such an angel to be willing to do this for me. Of course, this friendly soul is an angel, God interrupted. Everyone is. Always remember, I have sent you nothing but angels. And so, the little soul wanted more than ever to grant the friendly soul's request. What can I do for you? The little soul asked again. In the moment that I strike you and smite you, the friendly soul replied. In the moment that I do the worst to you that you could possibly imagine in that very moment? Yes, the little soul interrupted. Yes. Remember who I really am. Oh, I will, cried the little soul. I promise. I will always remember you as I see you right here, right now. Good, said the friendly soul, because you see, I will have them pretending so hard. I will have forgotten myself. And if you do not remember me as I really am, I may not be able to remember for a very long time. And if I forget who I am, you may even forget who you are. And we will be lost. We will both be lost. Then we will need another soul to come along and remind us both of who we are. No, we won't, the little soul promised again. I will remember you, and I will thank you for bringing me this gift, the chance to experience myself as who I am. And so, the agreement was made, and the little soul went forth into a new lifetime, excited to be the light, which was very special, and excited to be that part of special called forgiveness. And the little soul waited anxiously to be able to experience itself as forgiveness, and to thank whatever other soul made it possible. And at all the moments in that new lifetime, whenever a new soul appeared on the scene, whether that new soul brought joy or sadness, and especially if it brought sadness, the little soul thought of what God had said. Always remember, God had smiled. I have sent you nothing but angels. And that is my favorite story.
Wow.
I think you... So, I hope that if anybody's out there struggling with forgiving people in their life, that they do remember that, you know, we are all one. We are all part of. And if anybody's hurt you or done things in your life to you that you find unforgivable, I encourage you to forgive. It doesn't mean go get yourself back in their life, but it does mean forgive them. And it's wonderful. It's really wonderful to be able to be in a place of forgiveness when those things happen. So I encourage you, and I think that a lot of the illnesses sometimes that we experience are hanging on, old traumas and old pain and things like that are hanging on. So I do encourage you all to forgive and to look into these seeds and nutrition for yourself in any way that calls to you. And I appreciate everybody listening. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to comment on or say or ask a question?
I have another quick question.
Surely.
I was looking at the website, and it's kind of vague on information. I'm wondering, do you know offhand if you order the Fuse coffee for $32 plus $13 shipping, how many cups or how many packets of coffee do you get with that? Because it doesn't say anywhere on the site at all.
So Dr. Weeks, I believe he said it was 70 cents a cup. So that would lead me to believe you probably get at least 40.
Okay, but I could call Dr. Weeks and ask him. He would know, because it's not on your site, Misty, that information.
It doesn't have how many are in there?
No.
Okay.
Same with the, I believe it's the core.
So the core.
It doesn't say, like it says one container, but it doesn't say like how many ounces in the container. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do know what you're saying.
And there's 32 packets of core. 30 packets of core in each box, and they're trying to see, 1 fluid ounce. There are 30 packages of Soul in a box, and they're 2 ounces.
Wait a minute,
the coffee I thought was 90, but I'm not sure how many are in there.
Okay, so you're not sure about that's a question mark. But you're saying the Soul has 30 packets
Yes.
for $100, and then you have the Core, you think it's 30 packets in that box?
Yes, there's 30 packet boxes.
Cool.
But I thought, I looked into the coffee, and I thought it said 90 packages, but I might be wrong. So Missy and I will do some digging. We'll go down the rabbit hole a little bit further here and a little bit wiser.
I mean,
because I want to try the coffee, too, if I can afford it.
Well,
I do, too.
The coffee would be the least expensive if there's 90 cups in there because, but the rest of them are like all over $100 for, one packet or one box, rather. And
okay.
So, but the form, maybe that's the one that had that little, and it said one container, but it didn't say how many ounces.
So the form is, it comes in a bag. I've tried the form, and it was good. I liked it. And I believe that that has in it is 14, I want to say 2-ounce servings. So and it has a scooper to measure it. And you can mix it. I only mixed it with water, but you can mix it with almond milk or, any beverage.
So you're thinking that it would have like 28 ounces in a container?
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah, the form, which is the protein powder, that one, I want to say that has 28 ounces. Yeah.
That would be right.
Now, the coffee is the one I'm not sure about, but if you said it was $32 and he had said it was 70 cents a serving, that's where, so I'm thinking there's at least 40 servings in the coffee.
40 times.
At least.
No, it could be more than that. Anyway, we'll get it all straightened out. And
you can sort it out for me and let me know?
I can. Now, please tell me your first name.
Pat.
Pat?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Actually, hang on. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and close the show, and then I'll give you I'll get your information if you like, and I can get right back to you.
Because I'd love to, but, my resources financially right now are practically non-existent, so I have to be
I know, we're all in that same boat.
I'm seeing a change in our financial situation within the next week or two. Anyway, I'm programming it into the universe.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I program things to happen on my 65th birthday, and so far all of them are happening. So I'm just going, all right, it's got to happen now. I was one of those last-minute persons all my life, and now I'm going to heal myself at the last minute, and this is going to be fun. And all of you are part of it, and that's what I love so much.
Well, I like to you, Patty, on the calls. You bring a lot of light to the calls, so thank you.
Thank you.
You sure do. You sure do, Patty. Patty, would you? I didn't prep you, but would you mind ending our show with the love song? Please, pretty please. It'll bring so much more, even more light.
I haven't been singing that much today, so it's going to be not all that great, but I will.
Oh, thank you, dear.
I'll do one of them. Let's see. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You love me. You love me. You love me. You love me. We love everyone else. Yeah. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. We love everyone else. And I kind of jazzed that song up a little bit. That is a song written by Master Shah.
I love your version.
Thank you. I wish I was still a first soprano, though. This is very, very humiliating to sound like a frog at the end of your life.
Oh, no. You sound wonderful.
And then I'll burst into, Jeremiah was a bullfrog, and, I'll just be bouncing around.
Well, thank you, Patty and Pat and Sunny and everybody who joined us today, and Dr. Weeks, and thank you so much. And I wish peace and love and blessings and abundance and joy to everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks for all the energy that came from this call. I really needed it.
You're so welcome.
All of you.
Right. Yes, I want to thank you too for all the positive energy. I could have said something, but it might have detracted a little from the.
It never detracts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all together in all of this.
Yes, I know we are. I've had my condition has been very stubborn all these years.
I understand. And I may be checking out too, but I don't care. I'm going out with a blast. Okay.
I don't think I'm checking out yet, but
okay. Okay.
I still hope.
Me too.
Yeah.
So hop on my sleigh tonight, and I'll meet you on the spaceships tonight, okay?
All right. Yes. Well, I feel very good about all these calls and all these conversations we're having, and I feel they're very positive. And, so collectively, we're doing a great thing here. I really believe that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Amen. 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 And a woman. Okay, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Love you all.
All right. Love you too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.